Okay, so let me allow a few kind of unmuting for a short discussion before. So let me unmute you. Unmute yourself. All right, so where did we get to the last time? Talk to me. If you want to talk to me, you can unmute yourself and talk to me. Currently, I have how many students? Sorry for the little distraction here. I don't know. Today network over here is quite some way. So sorry for the little interruptions. I hope it won't be disturbing us as we move on. Okay, let me just share my screen here. It will be far better this way. All right. So anybody trying to remind us where we got to the last time? Those who have been in class from day one, please talk to me. Where did we get to? Check from your book. Check from your book. Where did we get to? Okay, let me continue. I would, as I said, I won't spend much time. So I am continuing from where I think I got to. So if you are not telling me where we, maybe I'm already there, I think because also, if you are not telling me, I think this is where I got to supply chain management system. Who has unmuted herself?
So I did, but I've done it back on mute, so it's okay.
Why you wanted to say something? Huh?
Yes, I wanted to, but it's okay. I wanted to, but it's okay. I'm okay.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
So I'm starting from supply chain management systems and types of information systems, okay? Okay, so when it comes to I know this is not your first time of using Zoom. So how to connect and be able to hear the lecturer should not be a problem, because I can see some people, their microphone is not showing, meaning they are not, they didn't connect using cellular or Wi-Fi. If you connect and you don't accept cellular or Wi-Fi, what it means is that you cannot hear me when I talk. So those who are like that, somebody using iPhone, somebody name iPhone, please, if you know whoever the person is, first of all, rename yourself so that I will know who is behind that Wi-Fi and other cellular data so that you're able to hear me talking. Anyway, so we want to look at the second part of our lecture this evening, and we are looking at supply chain management systems as a type of information system, okay? As a type of information system. Okay, so we talk about supply chain management. What we are referring to is a chain of activities, okay, that happens before goods and services finally ends up in the hands of the final consumer. So we can have a supplier here. We can have a manufacturer here. We can have a wholesaler here. Wholesale, we can have a retailer here. Retail, then we have the final customer or the consumer. So a product before it finally moves to the final consumer or the final customer, it through various stages, okay? That is what we refer to as the supply chain systems manages a firm's relationship with using technology in this particular chain. Uh, I don't know what is happening here, but the network here today is so disturbing. The network over here is so disturbing today. I'm begging you. I was trying to restart the system to see if it will be a little bit stable. I had a class yesterday online. It was perfect throughout. I don't know why today alone is doing that to me, but please bear with me. I'm trying to put one or two things in place to make sure the link will be stable. All right. So what we were saying is that we talk about supply chain management, and we are saying it's a chain, a series of activities that product and services goes through before it finally reaches the final consumer. So from the example that I have on the board, okay, from the example that I have on the screen, okay, so right from the supplier who supplies a product, let's say you are a bread manufacturer, okay, you have somebody who will supply you the raw materials, let's say the flour, the sugar, the butter, and other things that you will need to use it to manufacture the bread. So after you are the manufacturing firm, so when you receive the supplies, you will do the production, okay, that is producing the bread. Then after producing the bread, you end up giving it to a wholesaler to sell. Maybe there are retailers who also pick it from the wholesaler before it finally gets to the consumer. But the question we need to ask ourselves, please, if you cannot hear me at any point in time, please go to the chat section and type, I cannot hear you, so that I'll be able to know how things are going and find out how I'll be able to sort issues out over here. Is that okay? So if you cannot hear me, go to the chat section and draw my attention so that I'll be able to know that you cannot hear me. Mary is saying network. Network, like you cannot hear me or you cannot see what I'm talking, what is on the screen, or is it everybody? Please, somebody is saying network. Is it network everywhere? Can you hear me? Please talk to me. Okay. Someone saying they can hear me, so let's continue. So the question, based on the diagram that I drew, okay, based on the diagram that I drew, knowing the type of products you will need. And then I also said no sound. Wow, this is serious. What's happening here today? Okay, let me unmute all of you. Let me mute all of you and let's see. Please, if you can hear me, you can unmute yourself and talk to me. Let's all
Yeah, I
get
can
on the
hear
same
you. I can
on
hear
the
you,
same
but
Yes, sir. Sir, I can hear you.
platform
up and
before
down. It
we
comes
know
up,
what
it
to
Okay
goes
do.
now,
back,
sir.
not clear at my end. Hello? Hi, sir. Say hello.
Mary, if it's not clear at your end, please check your network, just like I checked mine here. Check your network. Who is talking? Mary, I said, if you cannot hear me, check the network at your end. Hey, what is that sound? I don't even know what to do now. But please, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So give us the earbud so that we
Since
can go and learn.
Sir, we can
All right.
hear you.
Mary, shut up over there. Mary, shut up over there. All right. So knowing the right amount of produce to produce and to determine the destination with at least the amount of time and at a lower cost is very, very important. So looking at the chain that I drew on the board, okay? Looking at the chain that I drew on the board, companies or industries are able to know the amount of products or raw materials that they will need and which one they are supposed to order it from their suppliers and where the product are supposed to go to. And all these things help them to be able to limit the amount of time that it will take to order for the product at a very lower cost. Now, don't forget that all that we are trying to do, we are talking about how industries are able to link up, okay? Industries are able to link up using information technologies. So the supplier is an industry on its own. The manufacturer is also a company or an agency on its own. The retailer or the wholesaler is also an agency on its own. The same thing as the retailer here, who is also a different organization on its own. So how then do we use information system or technology to be able to link up these various chains of command? Then also we call the next one we are looking at is the customer relationship management system, information to coordinate all of the business processes that deal with customers in sales, marketing, and services to optimize revenue, customer satisfaction, and customer retention. It provides information to coordinate all of the business processes that deals with customers in sales, marketing, and services. So what we are trying to say here is that to be able to link up with our customers, okay, there are certain software operating information systems that we can make use of, okay, and one of them is what you call the customer relations system, relationship management system. And customer relation management system are extremely important service. So you go to certain companies and they have links up with the customers at every point in time. They're able to call them to help them out. So last week, the Burj Khalifa Hotel, the only 7-star hotel in the world at Dubai, I was explaining their customer service to you, how they use information system to record customers' preference and other things, okay? So it helps them to be able to integrate the firm customer relationship process and consolidate customers' information from multiple communication channels. So a system that keeps records of customers' data and information that helps them to be able to relate to customers at every easy or a given opportunity and be able to serve the customers very well. We also talk about knowledge management, okay? And we are saying that it supports processes for acquiring, creating, distributing, and applying, integrating knowledge. You see, when you go to bigger agencies or companies, they have people who have worked with them for about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, sometimes even more than that. And those people have developed knowledge such that over the years, they have certain kind of knowledge. That is why you go to somewhere, a place like magazine, and you have a problem with your car. There are certain people or certain old men at Kumasi magazine who seem to be knowledgeable in everything you ask them about cars. The reason being that they have been working with cars over the years. So when it comes to cars and their problem, they have everything off head. Now, there is a type of information system that helps to collect information or knowledge of these type of people and store them for future use. Okay, their experience, how they've learned the system over the years. So it helps organizations to create, produce, and distribute products and services. It collects internal knowledge and experience within the firm and make it available to employees. So their experience and knowledge in a particular field, all of them are being collected and kept on a system so that when employees or new employees are hired, they are allowed to go through the experience of the senior colleagues so that it helps them to be able to build themselves, okay? And it helps to link external sources of knowledge. So whilst you are generating internal source of knowledge, you are also at the same time linking it up with external sources to be able to have a very in-depth kind of knowledge system to improve your organization. Then we are saying that the alternative to that increases integration and expedite the flow of information is what we call the intranet and the extranet. Okay, we talk about intranet and we are referring to internal companies network. Okay, a network that is limited to an internal organization, and they are the only people who can access it. Example is, if you go to Melcom, okay, I always use this as an example. So looking at what I've drawn on the screen, 1, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. If you go to Melcom, for instance, you have all the cashiers or the sales points using computers. So if you pick a bottle of water from the shelves and you send it to cashier number 1 and the product is 2 cedis, there's no way cashier number 1 will tell you, or you will take it to cashier number 3 and the cashier number 3 will tell you this is 4 cedis. It's not possible. Why? It's not possible because all these machines, so computer number 1, computer number 2, computer number 3, computer number 4, that are all connected to the internal database of the organization. They are all connected on the same network. So what is available to computer number 1 is the same data that is available to computer number 2, okay, which helps them to be able to share information among themselves. Now, this being internal network, if they extend it further to allow a third party to have access to their internal network, then it moves from being an intranet to what we call extranet. And what is extranet? It is an internal network of an organization that has been extended to include people from external sources. So we can allow our suppliers who are not part of the business to have access to our database. The only thing those suppliers will be seeing is the stock level of the various products that they supply to us. So if this is Nestle Ghana, okay, if this is Nestle and Nestle is connected to our database, the only information Nestle will see is about information of product that they have supplied to us. Okay, so an extranet is a company website accessible externally only to vendors and suppliers, often used to coordinate supply chain. So we have an extranet that helps us to be able to coordinate activities of supply chain. Then another type of information system is e-business. Another type of information system is e-business. What is e-business? The transaction of businesses through the use of internet, okay, or the use of digital technology and internet to drive major business processes. That is buying and selling on the internet, okay. We can also talk about e-commerce, and very soon we'll be drawing the difference between e-business and e-commerce, okay. E-commerce can be seen as a subset of e-business, okay. So buying and selling of goods and services through the internet is what we refer to as the e-commerce. Then we have what we call the e-government. Please, I don't want to hear anybody talking about e-levy because that's not what we are learning here. So e-government, that is using the internet technology to drive information services to citizens, employees, and businesses. Using internet technology to deliver information and services to citizens, okay? So the government of Ghana sitting at the Flagstaff House, and if they want to send a message to all Ghanaians, it's just a matter of sending a message through either mail or through phone number or whatever, okay? So using internet technology to deliver information and services to citizens, employees, and businesses. Collaboration and teamwork information system. Collaboration is very important because short-lived or long-term, informal or formal, whether it's a short-lived or a long-term kind of collaboration, or informal or formal teams. So growing importance of collaboration, that is changing the nature of work, growth of professional work, interaction groups or interaction jobs, changing organization of the firm, changing the scope of the firm, emphasis on innovation, changing the culture of work. So all these things are part of the collaboration, okay? The collaboration system.